Some revelations about Eritrean military's drone capabilities. Has Eritrea acquired modern combat and surveillance military drones? Are Eritrean drones at par with the Ethiopian drones? All that in this video. Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching the channel. Uh, Two news stories. First one is about Eritrean military's drone capabilities. An assessment has been presented at a meeting of Eritrean military's drone capabilities. I want to share this assessment with you and my views about it. Secondly, is the Somaliland president going to visit the US? Is table being set for a recognition of Somaliland as a country? Let's start with this news story. We know that Donald Trump, the US president, 2 days ago, responding to a question about Somaliland recognition, said that it's a complex issue. Sorry, it's a complex issue, but US is looking into it. Did not rule out the possibility of recognition of Somaliland as a country. He did not say that US foreign policy about Somalia is one Somalia policy. It means that Somaliland issue is under consideration. Is Abdirahman Ero, Somaliland's president, going to visit the US? Well, this is what is being reported by some sources. We're waiting for official confirmation. I think that if Abdirahman Ero, the new president of Somaliland, elected last year, visits US, that could be a big development, and the visit could be linked to Somaliland's hopes of recognition as a country by the US. Somalia won't accept this recognition, but Somalia is dependent on US military support. US is supporting Somalia's forces in the fight against Al-Shabaab. Both Somalia and Somaliland offering military bases, ports, and mineral resources to the US government. What will Trump government do? We'll see in coming days, it seems. Abdirahman Ero's visit of US unconfirmed. Several sources reporting to wait for a confirmation. Back to the main news story. What are Eritrean military drone capabilities? Just a few words about the importance of drone capability. One of the game changers in the recent Tigray war was the use of military drones by the Ethiopian Federal Forces. Eritrean military and drones were the difference between Ethiopian forces and Tigray forces. These two advantages ensured the upper hand which ENDF had and the losses which EDF suffered in the 2-year-long war. So now tensions are rising between Eritrea and Ethiopia. It's very logical that Eritrea would keep Ethiopian military's drone capabilities in mind. It's very logical to say that Eritrea will ensure that it's not at a disadvantage when it comes to its drone capabilities. But problem is that Ethiopian drone capabilities are known. Eritrean military drone capabilities unknown. Ethiopia has TB2s, Winglongs, Muhajir 6, and even Akinji, very modern combat drones. Eritrea is not known for having any modern drones. We heard about Zala KYB drones bought by the Eritrean military. Zala KYB is a loitering munition, a suicide drone manufactured in Russia. You know that Russians are depending on Iranian drones. An assessment of Eritrean military's drone capabilities was presented at a meeting of Tigray's rulers. That meeting was attended by Tigray military and TPLF leaders. Getachew Essefa, former chief of the Ethiopian intelligence agency, submitted his assessment of the security situation, assessment of Eritrean versus ENDF military capabilities. And he particularly addressed the difference, the reported difference in Ethiopian and Eritrean military drone capabilities. Getachew, as we know, is wanted in Addis Ababa, wanted by federal government. He travels through Eritrea. Why? Because if he enters Addis Ababa, he'll be arrested. He worked as the head of Ethiopian intelligence agency, NIS. When Abiy came to power, Abiy removed him, accused him of plotting a coup against his government. He fled to Tigray. Federal government demanded his custody. Tigray government did not hand him over to federal government. Then war broke out. And he fought on the side of Tigray fighters against federal forces. Pretoria signed 2 years ago. Getachew was still wanted, but he does not travel to Addis Ababa. He travels through neighboring countries, mostly through Eritrea. Getachew Essefa, in the report submitted to Tigray leaders, said that Eritrean military drone capabilities are at par with Ethiopian military drone capabilities. Both have the same type of capability. This is what we have learned through some people who attended that meeting. Now, what is difficult to understand is that Eritrea does not have known military drone capabilities like Ethiopia has. I told you about TB2's Winglongs, Maja 6, Akinjis in the use of Ethiopian military. Getachew Essefa's report is either exaggerated, he's asking Tigray military commanders and TPLF leaders that they should not be afraid of ENDF drones. Eritrea does have drones too, and he's been visiting Eritrea. Either it's just an exaggeration, Getachew Essefa, backed by Eritrea, wants to prepare Tigray military and TPLF leaders for war against federal government, or Getachew Essefa has practically observed Eritrean military drone capabilities because he visits Eritrea now. If Eritrea has achieved capabilities at par with Ethiopia, it means that it has bought modern combat drones. If Eritrea has only Zala KYB drones, it's not equal to Ethiopia. It means it has bought more than just Zala KYB. Even if Eritrea has Iranian Mohajer 6, I would say Eritrea is at a disadvantage. Iranian Mohajer 6 are not as battle tested, as precise as Ethiopian military drones. Getachew Essefa's report indicates that Eritrea has bought more modern combat and reconnaissance drones, which makes perfect sense. I cannot believe that Isaias Afwerki is sleeping, beating the drums of war while he knows that Ethiopia has deadly drone capabilities. Even a layman can see that the man with a military mind the man fighting for years, must be aware of what Ethiopia is in possession of. That's why it makes perfect sense to conclude that Eritrea has bought some very modern combat and reconnaissance drones. It's not based on an intelligence, it's purely based on analysis. But I think this analysis will be confirmed. If Eritrea bought drones, model drones, from which country did it buy drones? But Eritrea can buy drones from any country. I mean, it can buy drones from China. It can buy combat drones from Egypt. It can buy combat drones from Iran. Maybe from Turkey too, maybe. But it can easily buy Chinese drones. And if it buys wing-long Chinese drones, it means that it can counter Ethiopian fitted drones. It can conduct counter drone strikes on Ethiopian targets too. Let's see, we'll have to wait for visual confirmation. Eritrea is not known for disclosing its military capabilities. Ethiopia, on the other hand, is known for flaunting its military capabilities. Eritrean strategy, perhaps, is better. You should never disclose your military capabilities. You should have the capabilities which should be hidden, so that when you hit, your enemy just does not know what to think forward.